This is my presentation on Chapter 10 on remote access and VPNs. The topics we're going to cover are Introduction to Remote Access, Introduction to Virtual Private Networks, Using Remote Access Protocols, Communication Technologies, quick look at my sources, and our activity. In our introduction to remote access, the definition of the routing and remote access services is that it's a suite of network services that allow a server to act like a router. You can get access through VPNs or dial-up. It supports direct or site-to-site connectivity, and the services that it provides is remote access, dial-up remote access server, VPN remote access server, IP router for connecting subnets of networks, network address translation services, and some other router-specific services. Also, dial-up and VPN site-to-site demand dial router. On VPN, this is where a private network uses a public network to connect to remote sites or users. There's no standard to set one up, and the benefits of having a VPN is the extended connections across multiple geographic locations without a leased line, improved security for exchanging data, flexibility for remote offices employees, savings in time and expense for employees, and improved productivity for remote employees. So using remote access protocols, there's three types of remote access protocols: point-to-point tunneling protocol, layer 2 tunneling protocol, and secure socket tunneling protocol. Now, point-to-point tunneling protocol is a PPP-based authentication technique. It uses Microsoft point-to-point encryption, which is MPPE, and the keys vary in length from 40 to 128 bits. It can use TCP, IP, IPX, or NetBEUI. Layer 2 tunneling protocol is similar to the point-to-point tunneling protocol, but it also uses layer 2 forwarding based on MAC addresses. IP security, that uses a triple DES security. IP security is a set of IP-based secure communications and encryption standards, and the triple DES is data encryption standard that uses 3 secret keys combined into one long key. Secure socket tunneling protocol is another PPP authentication. It encapsulates data packets in the hypertext transfer protocol, and it uses a secure sockets layer channel for its secure communications, which is a data encryption technique between a server and a client. So some communication technologies: the asynchronous modem. It is communications that occur in discrete units, which the start of a unit is signaled by the start bit at the front, and a stop bit at the back signals the end of the unit. Cable modem is a digital modem device designed to use the cable TV. Dial-up and high-speed leased lines. Those are lines bandwidth on telecommunications lines that can be leased from a telecommunications company. The digital subscriber lines, or DSL, is advanced modulation techniques on a regular telephone line for high-speed networking up to 52 megabytes per second between subscribers and a telecommunications company. Frame relay is a WAN communication technology, relies on packet switching and virtual connections to transmit rates from 56 kilobytes per second to 45 megabytes per second. The Integrated Services Digital Network, the ISDN, it's a telecommunications standard delivering data services over digital telephone lines with a limit of 1.536 megabytes per second and a theoretical limit of 622 megabytes per second. A synchronous modem, it communicates in continuous bursts of data that's controlled by a clock signal that starts each burst. A T-carrier, dedicated leased telephone line, is used for data communications over multiple channels for speeds up to 400 352 megabytes per second. And X.25 is an older packet switching protocol for connecting remote networks. It gets speeds up to 2.048 megabytes per second. And these are my sources. And now we'll do activity 10-2, setting up a VPN server.